Good morning, traders. So we're still using the Bill Williams theory and watching the Aussie, the South African top 40 at the moment. So yesterday was an up day, day before down day, and kind of been the pattern for the last couple of weeks. But I think the critical aspect here is that we actually tagged the 200 daily EMA. So, I mean, this gives you a pretty good example of price action, trying to push for a level, and then you've got the guys that are trying to ambush it, knowing that you're pushing for the level and selling before you get the level, trying to reverse the price off that. So we had a pretty good, solid green day. But again, I'm still not entirely convinced we have a direction. Okay, so if we just come down to the 4 hour, we'll see what I'm talking about. So we've still got tails, the top, tail, the bottom, lots of barbed wire the last 2 weeks. We had a nice, solid rally yesterday in one bar, and the second bar basically ended up in a pin bar. Now, this is looking like a wise man number one. Okay, so a break below the tail of this bar validates that trade with a stop above the top there. Where they're possibly going might be only one bar pullback based on what I see at the moment. So it's not something that I would take. Okay. Let's just get down to the 1 hour. It will tell us a little bit more. So you can see here we had a pretty strong rally. I mean, that's a significant rally of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an exhaustion bar to the top. So we've hit a level. I think that's the critical aspect here. We've kind of turned off a level here. Now, what you would expect is maybe a little bit of a pullback, come and test the previous breakout, establish ourselves, and then have another attempt at the top. Okay. Question on my mind is, have we now broken through the flat top triangle? Okay, it's kind of roughly drawn in there. Let's just extend that out. So we've got a sort of a rough picture here on the 4 hour, and we've had a 4 hour close above this previous high, and I can actually just fine tune it, bring it closer to this fractal here, and that gives me a 4 hour close above the fractal. Okay, now in order for me to validate that, this is quite simple. I'd like to see a pullback. Have we had a pullback? Possibly. Trend may have changed if you look at the hour, because alligator is now pointing to the upside. Only thing that's concerning me is that we do have the 200 daily EMA right here at 48,600, and that is my critical level that we need to follow now. Okay, let's just get down to the half hour. So just get rid of the noise, and then again, our closing range strategy would have worked pretty well. We had a close above there. Okay, so there's the top of the range. That was the last hour of trading. That was the top, and there's the bottom. And then basically what happened was you can use a Fibonacci for this, but first target is your range height. Okay, and then second target would have been 161% of the range height, so it would have been pretty much, you can see there where the profit taking happened, and then the second target would have been 200% of range height, which is right there. So a third target. And if you don't believe me, there's your 161%. Okay, so firstly you go 100%, then you go 161% of the range, and then you go 200% of the range. So that's kind of the target levels. And you can see I'm not the only one that trades the same way on these breakouts. Okay, so what's planned for today? I think today you've got to be extra cautious because you are at a level. You're at the daily 200 EMA. So you're looking for a break of that, and a break of that would be very, very interesting. Okay, so how much was this? Just if we'd taken a break there, your stop would have been around 300 points, and you had a good 500 points, so a little bit more than a one-to-one trade. Okay, so today I think exceptionally cautious because of the level that we're at. Let's just have a look at the factors that may influence us today. Rand dollar 13.59, pretty static at the moment. 10 cents flat 0.09. And then the US markets were relatively flat yesterday. Didn't really rally. I think the S&P actually closed slightly down yesterday. Okay, so we are waiting for the Feds to come out with some information for us on the future of the rates hike. But I think the most important thing everybody's looking for is to see what the Feds are going to do about the accumulation of bonds. So that is going to be a distinct indication of whether they feel the US is heading into a recession or not. So that's something which the market's going to be watching quite closely today. And I think the news comes out either today or tomorrow, but I think it's later today that there should be a press announcement. But anyway, for the Aussie, I think watch these levels, watch the closing range breakout strategy. Trend is currently up at the moment on all time frames, even though the 4 hour has been a bit difficult. And look at the 4 hour pointing up like this at the moment on the alligator. So the only thing I don't like is this messiness on the awesome oscillator. So there's no real momentum to the upside. Okay, so be wary of a break above this level because of the daily 200 EMA. So in other words, you may get a break and you think, okay, we're going long, put your long in, put your stop here, and then it comes down and takes your stop out, and then turns and tries again. So I would expect another 2 to 3 attempts at the daily 200 EMA before we break, unless some really positive news comes out that drives the market. Okay, so expect this level to give you quite a bit of resistance. It's 48,575, 48,600 in actual fact, sorry. So 48,600 is a level that you can get a lot of resistance off. If we do break to the downside, just pay attention to the levels to the left, okay? Pick them up off the hour. So even though that is a closing range, have a careful look at the levels to the left. If we do break the downside, look for some kind of accumulation there. Doesn't necessarily mean that because we're going to break to the downside on this range that it's going to work out, because the trend looks like it's changed and it's pointing to the upside. So you're actually looking for a break to the upside to confirm a continuation to the upside, if that makes sense. Okay, so a break to the downside is against the current trend, although the current trend is very small. It's just the way I look at it. I'm rather go with the trend. Even if we do break the downside, I'd rather wait for it to settle and then get in for my long. Okay, so I'm either looking for a long off this level here, or alternatively, at least off the range height, which lines up with this inside tail here and these over here. Okay, so I would like to see a long of 48,100, or alternatively somewhere around 48 to 45. Those are the two areas that I'd be looking for a long. So even if we do break through to the downside, okay, look for at least the range height as a target. That would line up straight into the alligator on the hour, which, as far as I'm concerned, would give you another opportunity to get long. Okay, there we go. That's my view on this at the moment. Is still proceed with caution until we break this 48,600 on the daily convincingly. Okay, once that happens, then you can pretty much have some confidence that the daily trend is changing to the upside. But until that happens, be very careful. Okay, there we go. That's Aussie for me today. Hopefully this plays out quite nicely. A nice little pullback entry long, stop to entry, and then wait it out for a day or two to see what happens. Okay, anyway, guys, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.